You are listening to Bearcat Insider with everybody's favorite assistant coach, Travis Marsh, and I'm Chance Kirby. Now to the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bearcat Insider. This is Coach Marsh, and I'm with real estate broker extraordinaire, Chance Kirby.
Hey everybody.
And we're going to talk district track meet. So we had a good district track meet for all things considered. Our numbers don't put us in a place to compete for the district championship. It's just kind of the year we have. We have a strong 8th grade class coming in that did win the district championship as 8th graders. But right now we don't have huge numbers. So,
you know, though, I want to talk about that girls track coach for a minute. It's a heck of a bounce back job when, and as we always say in football, we can't be on it. We're not attacking anyone, but we can't be honest about a team that's struggling without saying it. You know, that track team when you took it over was at a definite low spot in the road. And to be 2 years later to where district teams look at, depending on what jersey they're wearing, the gray, the white, or the black and orange stripe.
yeah, we have multiple options.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when teams look at that now, they take a little notice. It's like, wow, pile up points here. To where before you took that over, I don't think that fear was there. I think it was more like, pile up points here.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
And I'm speaking from a team aspect, not the individuals that ran. I'm talking about just strictly when the team shows up, it's like, wow, these girls are going to compete.
I wholeheartedly agree. And so that's kind of been my goal with the girls track program, is to put us in a position to where people know what they're going to get from us. They know that if pilot points on the track, they're going to be put in a position where we're going to compete for everything. And I really feel like we did. We finished 4th in the district, 20 points out of the lead.
Yeah. And that's 20 points isn't that much. Like
No.
you said, that's a few more kids.
No, and with the kids we have coming,
Yeah.
we're going to be okay. And so, we're really, really excited about just kind of the way everything was going, really excited about the way that the girls competed. And so we'll start with Wednesday, the day that Chance was not there.
Yeah, I couldn't make both days. Couldn't make the prelims. Sorry, everybody. I know y'all missed me.
The biggest problem with that is you missed the race that we are about to talk about, which is the 3,200.
You know what? I follow Pilot Point Bearcats and Coach Marsh on social media, so I know everything about this race you're about because I follow on social media.
And tell me all about it.
We're going to talk about the 2 mile.
From the eyes of Twitter.
Let me guess.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the 2 mile. We're going to talk about Ava, who had never ran that race.
No.
And she ran that race, and not only did she run it, she competed in it, and then also she thought, you know what? Because you know how everybody's watched the 2 mile, and I know all of you hate the 2 mile, and you watch it and you're like, gosh, this is so boring. Why don't these kids speed up so we can get this over with and get onto a real race? But she turned it on. She just didn't, just say, whatever, put me in the 2 mile.
Okay, guilty as charged first, because I could feel the stabbing of your words with
Yes.
everything that you were saying. It was the most exciting 2 mile I might have ever watched.
Whoa.
I was invested because Ava, she answered the call.
I don't even know what place she got. I feel like she won it. I know she didn't, but that's how excited all the tweets and the Facebook posts made it seem.
I was ecstatic.
She even had video.
Yes, it was huge.
You could sense it coming.
Yeah, well, because with halfway through the race, she was in 5th. Coach Price, who does an excellent job with the distance runners, of course, he's yelling encouragement to her as she's going by. And I remember when she went by on her 5th lap, we were at the 100-meter mark of her 5th lap. And he points to the girl in front of her who is way down the track there and says, Ava, fix your eyes on her. That's 4th place. And so apparently she listened, and when she came back by, the gap had closed a little bit. And then it turned into, Coach Taylor and Coach Price and Coach Thompson and myself and a group of girls that was there. Every time she went by, it was like, hey, you're closing the gap, go get her. And she just, all the way down to the last 200, she closed the gap to where she was within about 5 meters in the last 200. And against all conventional wisdom, she passes on the curve. But it made the other girl kick, and then the other girl died as she was trying to pass Ava back. And so it actually worked out in her favor to where it was a photo finish lean at the line type deal. And Ava got fourth, and I couldn't be more proud of her. It was awesome.
It kind of set the tone for the meet.
I agree. Because I feel like we overachieved across the board.
Well, we closed out the night. I know there's another race after the mile, but the mile the next day was very similar.
It was awesome. And so
that's one thing I know this will make you proud as a track coach. # Lady Cat Takeover. Your kids competed. And that's all you guys ever say you want, whether we're talking about football.
Yeah. Lizzie Slater on Wednesday, she got out in discus, and she competed on not very much practice and not very much rest because she had competed in the regional tennis tournament early in the week.
Go tennis.
And so, that's awesome. Congrats to Lizzie for getting out. We're really proud of her. I'm sorry that there's no photo finish in discus that we can spin to be really awesome, except she just threw her season best and did great. But that's competing. Everything conventional wisdom, again, to throw that, apparently that's today's catchphrase, would say that Lizzie wouldn't do well because of regional tennis. She hadn't been able to practice too much because of that. But she goes out there and she competes. And hats off to Coach Peters. She helps with the throwers. So that's a really good job by her. And so Wednesday, those are the people who punched their ticket to get out. And so we come back on Thursday, and again, we didn't have district championship circled. We had get as many people out to areas as we can.
And then see what happens.
And so, surprisingly, but not shocked, we were back-to-back district champions in the 4x1.
Okay.
Kylie Malone started it off and handed to Anna Hadowski, who handed off to Avery Davenport, and then Aaliyah Jordan, who is proven to be the best hammer in the district on the anchor leg time and time again. They pull in a gold. They drop about a second and a half. Look good doing it, and so back-to-back district champions. Then we go to the 4x, the 800 was next. And there was nothing shocking, surprising, or even remotely suspenseful about it. Addie dominated it from start to finish.
She's still sitting third in state. Sidebar, when I went to Texas Mile Split at this very moment to look that up, I'll show you. I'll turn my phone over and let you see this. Yours truly has the cover photo on Texas Mile Split today.
Looky there.
That's a Chance Kirby photo right there.
Yes, of Riley Gattenby at the Collinsville meet.
Yeah, she good.
She is good.
Anyway, back to the Bearcats.
Yep.
Yes,
so,
800 was awesome.
And like I said, there was no suspense. There was no shock. Another race for Addie, another 800 of not being threatened.
Yeah, but that's still a big ask. You still have to go out and you do have to compete because you want to make a news story. Don't prepare, don't do what you have to do, and then don't make it out of district when you're the third best runner in the state of Texas.
Well, either that or, you can mark it up like a first round loss to Electra.
Or early.
It can happen.
Yes, it
and
can.
So hats off to Addie for having the mental toughness to be able to run by herself.
Yeah.
And to be self-motivated and to push and do all the things that Addie does really well. And so back-to-back races, back-to-back district championships, everything's looking up for the Lady
Marsh
Cats.
is feeling good.
I was feeling really good.
Yeah.
Now you get to the 4x2. Okay. Again, we've competed in it all year. We've done well. We get medals every track meet. I don't know if we've won it very often, but here we are. Castle Chandler out of the blocks, hands to Avery Davenport, who hands off to Anna Hadowski, and the best closer in the district, Aaliyah Jordan. Back-to-back district champions again. Dropped 2.5 seconds off of our time.
Nice.
And so again, I was just happy with the way they competed. They really got after it. Aaliyah made it out in the 200. I don't know that she really wanted to, but she couldn't help but compete.
That's a good problem to have.
Yes. And she said, what place did I get? I said, you got 4th. She's like, oh, crap. She's like, coming out of the turn, I was in 5th, and I couldn't help it. I just had to, I had to go.
But playoff track, so to speak, is different than every other meet prior to district. All you got to do is get in the top 4. Something weird could happen at area, even though she may not.
Yeah.
Someone could jump. It could be cold. Someone could have a bad day. She could have a great day. And before you know it, now she's in regionals.
The top qualifier gets in trouble at school that day and doesn't get to make it.
Yeah, I mean,
anything.
Stay alive.
Yeah, survive
Give
in
yourself
advance.
an opportunity.
And Coach Price says it all the time. Survive in advance. Survive in advance.
Man, that guy, he's got the sayings.
He is. He's good at it.
When you're a lifer like he is, you can pick him up here and there.
And he's on his 4th AD now.
I know, and think about how many coaches that he's heard say whatever the catchphrase is.
He's got to have a library of catchphrases.
He should write them down. He should write a book.
I agree.
Or a thought of the day. Kind of like you on Twitter. You've kind of backed off that lately with
I've been busy.
With these thought-provoking,
Have a great day
motivational
post.
quotes.
Yeah,
He
been
should
busy.
He should do coaches' sayings.
Yeah.
Of course, he'd have to get on social media.
It's hard to get him to check email.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So 200.
Back to the meet.
Yeah. 200. Aaliyah advances, and then we get to the mile. Addie was second going into the mile. There was
I'm going to bog us down one more time.
Great.
This is the number problem you were talking about. This is where we lost the team meet by not having hurdlers.
Yeah.
And that's where you've got to build up to win a team championship.
Absolutely, and help's coming.
You can't have open events that you're not a chance of getting.
Yeah, it's relay golds are good, but you have to get the underneath points that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So we get to the mile. Addie's second going in. The runner from Boyd's fantastic distance runner, the champion in the 2 mile. It was a really weird race. It was slow.
The mile?
Yeah.
It's tactical. That's what you call that.
See, I'm not up with all the distance phrases, but it was slow. The first 800 was slow, and I learned something about negative splits. It is uncommon for girls to negative split the mile, meaning the last 800 is faster than the first 800. That is uncommon.
Okay.
That's what they did. Because all of a sudden, the girl from Boyd, about 600 meters, she picks up the pace a little bit.
She passed.
And I don't know if she pass at
She
600.
passed. Yeah, and
I know she pushed Addie at 600.
She was ahead. I think she actually passed with 800 to go.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that she thought. I'm a mile fan, so
yeah.
I think that she thought she couldn't outkick Addie. So the way to win that race is she had to push the pace earlier to try to take the fight out at the end. But
I expect a different strategy at area because
Yeah.
what she tried
didn't work.
And what she didn't account for is Addie's heart and Addie's guts and Addie's willingness to compete.
Yes, back to I think the thing to come out of this meet for the girls team is compete.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what Addie did, and so they were neck and neck coming out of the last curve, and I had no idea which way it was going to go as I was watching from across the field. You know, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It could have gone either way, but again, the photo finish, and Addie leaned her at the line, district champion.
Third in state.
School
on
record
that too.
holder.
Yes, but she's also third in state in that.
So new school record holder, third in state. Addie
Yeah.
had a good track meet.
It was a good meet, but back to playoff track, it means nothing next week.
No, we're back to needing to get top 4. And I don't care what anybody's time is. Of course, you want to get faster, but as long as everybody gets 4th and we go on, then, it's different. So mile relay is at the end, and I love mile relay. I do. It's great. And our girls ran their season best time. They got 3rd, and I couldn't be more proud of them. Addie was. She's been charged with the double of running the mile and then the mile relay back to back. And she gave a lot of effort in that school record mile that she had just ran. She, I get them all together and talk to them, and she tells me, she looks at me and she says, "Coach, I'm done. I'm spent, but I will give you everything I've got."
Aren't we approaching where that's going to be? There's going to be more space between them.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's actually going to get better.
Yeah, her life's going to get better,
Yeah.
assuming she keeps winning.
We'll go
which I
from
think
about
she will.
10 minutes to about 20.
Yeah,
Which is huge.
for the shape that she's in, that's fine.
Yeah, and so she said, "Hey, I'm done, but I'll give you everything I got." And everything that she had was to hand off in first place, and that's what she did. Brianna Crumey ran first leg. She ran a great leg, handed off to Addie, and I think Addie was in second or third. Coming out of the curve, she was in second for sure. And then if we're going to be splitting hairs, I didn't like the way that any of them ran their first 150. It was slow. I didn't feel like we attacked it overall, but man, she closed like a freight train on that last straightaway and handed off in first place. And then I thought Anna ran a good leg. Kalsberg's a good mile relay. Anna ran a good leg and handed off barely in second. And then I thought Avery Davenport, she did a good job. She's in a weird spot where Kalsberg has an extremely good anchor leg, and so it was kind of, she didn't expect to catch her. So she didn't have pressure to run to catch, but she had pressure from behind, and so she's in a weird no man's land. And Whitesboro's anchor leg ended up coming and getting her, but she held off Ponders, who was closing fast. It was more running out of room than anything else. But we got third, and life goes on. And so, very, very happy with the way that the district meet went. And then the boys, they got the 4x2 and the 4x4 out. And those are Aston, Crew, Kel, and Wyatt. And then Aston got out in the open 200.
Isn't Lynch on?
Lynch is on the 4x2
4x2,
instead of
yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
And then that's Colin Lynch.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Connor. I don't think
That
Connor
would be awesome.
it'd be scary.
Yeah.
And then Aston got out in the open 200, and then Crew got out in the open 400. And so proud of the way they competed.
Area.
They got after it.
It's next week in Whitesboro.
Area is this week in Whitesboro.
Oh, yeah, this week.
This
Sorry.
is Monday.
Yeah.
It is Thursday the 21st.
And I saw a text. There's a parking conundrum there. They're shutting down. Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. I think the west parking lot is not available. Only the east parking lot due to school and pick up and drop off.
Okay, for those
I'm
that are
gonna post it.
cardinally direction inclined or declined like me,
Yeah.
which side is the visitor bleachers? Is that the east side?
East.
So the west side, home side, is going
Yes.
to be shut down.
If I understood it right, but I know all of you that are confused, I'm going to post it on Pilot Point Bearcats Facebook page so you can see. But yes, there's going to be parking issues because we're taking now 2 districts, bringing them to one track. So I think there's going to be
There'll be a lot of bodies there.
tough to find
Yeah.
spots. Get there early.
A lot of buses.
Stay late.
Yeah, and the schedule's going to be, we have a coaches scratch meeting at 8:30. 9:30 is going to be the first lap of the 3200 featuring Ava Dennis. And then we'll have field events for the remainder of the morning with Lizzie Slater throwing at 10:30 Thursday morning. And then running finals. Everything is a final because there's only going to be 8 participants. Will begin at 4:30 p.m. there in Whitesboro.
Okay.
So it'll be good. And the top 4 finishers advance to regionals, which will be the following week. Okay, the 29th and the 30th in Tyler. Really in White House, but and then the top 2 from there would go to state. So track season is in the playoffs.
That's right.
And I think we're trending the right way. I never like to get in the prediction game because it's tough with track, but I like where we are.
I'm going to not make a prediction, but I'm going to put a realistic expectation on you.
Okay.
This podcast next year, I hope I'm talking to the team district champion. I think you're trending up.
I think we're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah.
We are going to be more competitive as a team, which is good, and I think we're going to have some youngsters that if they continue the trend that they're on, I think they'll really inject a little bit more life. Not that we don't have life right now, but I mean, I took 10 girls to district, roughly 10 to 12. I think we're going to take like 20 as a varsity team next year. And I think we're going to have some JV runners, and I think we'll be back to program building instead of maintaining. That's pretty typical, though, with a rebuild. The first year it creates a lot of excitement. The second year you have the inevitable fall off, which we fell in numbers, but I don't think we fell in performance. And then the third year it'll start trending back the way that we want it to.
Makes sense.
But I'm proud as crap of those 8th graders for winning the overall district track meet. And they were faced with the challenge of they had to win mile relay to win the whole championship, and they won it by about 150 meters. So we've got some good ones coming.
That's what makes the mile relay fun.
Yeah, no, and that's half of it is, and I'll have a good miler coming up, and that'll give Addie a good running partner and somebody that can, help with that. And if we finish first and third, or first and fourth, or first and second, that helps.
Yeah.
The Boyd girls graduating, so everybody shuffles up a spot. And the same girls in the 800 have the defending. I guess when it comes down to 8th grade, I have the defending 100-meter runner, 200-meter runner, 400-meter runner, 800-meter runner, and miler and mile relay. Those are the defending champions that are coming back from the 8th grade.
That's a good spot to be in.
It's a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
And they all love it, and they're excited about it, and that's all they talk about. And it's good.
Yeah.
So we shall see. But as far as everything else going, softball's, I think we're down to 2 games on softball with postseason in their future. Baseball's in the mix. I don't know exactly what place they're in the district, but I know they are in playoff contention. And spring sports just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. Then we'll have an athletic banquet. And
You gonna come this year?
I think I'm invited. Which will be nice. Might even bring a date.
Yeah. All
And
right.
I know I'm going to Tioga's on May 7th.
Okay.
I have RSVP'd. And so maybe my date there will come.
Yeah.
Pilot points with me.
Good luck.
But we'll see. But no, it's exciting. It really is an exciting time to be a Bearcat, and we haven't even approached the conversation of the whole just Bearcat stuff going forward with Coach David making his move with a step towards retirement, and then Coach Peacock assuming a new role and all that. We haven't even approached that, and so we'll save that for a non-track day.
Yeah, that needs to be a cast all of its own, because we're going to have also some new coaches to discuss.
Oh, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
I think Coach Peacock's going to do a fantastic job. I think he has some ideas that are really going to be I think beneficial to the overall program, girls and boys side, and I'm excited about it. So we'll look forward to that.
I'll mark it down on my calendar.
Yep, and then summer movie reviews, we're rocking and rolling. We have some people lined up.
I'm most excited about that. I was talking to people yesterday. I was in Dallas, of all places, and ran into a friend of a friend that actually listens to our podcast and knew everything about Pilot Point, but she has no connection to Pilot Point, and that's all through you and I.
Yeah. Well,
Which I thought was funny. And I told her about the summer movie reviews, and she said she couldn't wait.
Yeah, no, it'll be exciting. So we need to figure out who the first guest is going to be. Most of the people that we've talked to are kind of busy at the front end of summer, and then the back end is when we'll catch up with some of them. But we have a lot of people that are interested.
Yeah,
so it'll be good.
And plenty of movies.
Yeah, like I said, the Replacements is the only one that's been taken so far.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. And that'll be a special guest.
Yeah, and then you and I talked. We may do the first one without a guest, so then we can send it to the future guest as a playbook to see how it's going to roll out.
And you're going to be in charge of that movie.
Yeah, man, I'm really struggling on which one I want to do. There's a few leaders in the clubhouse.
Just please don't say like Miracle on Ice or whatever.
No,
that is.
I'll tell you. I'm gonna let everyone know in case anyone is listening has an opinion.
Great.
I kind of wanted to do The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, only because I remember liking that as a kid, but it has some difficulty. That's hard to find, and there's a reason. It's because
It's
I have
awful.
no doubt it's terrible.
I've never even heard of it.
My second movie, you're going to have heard of this one. I think I want to do Urban Cowboy.
I thought
And
we
don't
said
tell me that riding mechanical bulls is not a sport.
Do they win a medal for it?
He wins Sissy.
Are there rankings?
Yes, he comes in ranked number 1 after the first day of riding.
Never seen it, but I will gladly
You've
see
never
it.
seen Urban
Just,
Cowboy?
no, because I have good taste.
Dude, man, I might pick Urban Cowboy now for sure.
Great. Thank you for making me waste 2 hours.
Oh, we're going to waste a lot of hours on bad sports movies. I've never seen The Replacements, and I suspect it's terrible.
Oh, it's great. Shane Falco. Man, the kicker.
This
who's-
is why the
the
movie
kicker
reviews are going to
who's
be
smoking
fun.
a cigarette as he's making the game-winning field goal. Oh,
Okay.
man. Okay. All right. Well,
Well, Wes Hightower wears a tearaway jersey while he's working the mechanical bull.
even better.
Yeah.
It's even better. So is that how you're justifying as a sports movie as mechanical bulls are...
Are you telling me bull riding isn't a sport?
No, I said mechanical bulls.
There's bull riding in it too, because
Oh,
there's
so
a prison rodeo.
What are
in
we going to
Huntsville.
start doing? Are we going to start running track meets on a treadmill?
If there's a movie about it and it's got running in it and we want to review it,
This is unreal.
let's not.
Unreal.
We shouldn't narrow it down.
Okay,
Be so
all
narrow.
We digress.
I
So-
apologize to all of you listeners out there that Coach Marsh, not Chance, has said that rodeo is not a
I
sport.
didn't say that. You're putting words. This is the problem with the media.
We might lose Buffs as a sponsor now
Nope.
because you've
Yeah.
insulted him.
Thanks. So, coming to you live from the Coconut Palace.
Yeah, Coconut's injured.
Coconut is injured. We have a right paw injury. Shout
Yeah.
out to, hey, if you have a cat with an injured paw, who do you go see?
Who do I go see?
Who would you go see?
I don't have a cat with an injured paw.
If you did, hypothetical. You know where I'd take her?
I would love to know because I feel you looking at me
Cassie Dennis at...
I thought Cassie was a doctor.
I don't
Not a
know.
vet.
Well,
She's a
then
doctor.
Who's the vet there in that same office?
I don't know.
The people don't go
I
in
don't
the
have.
pens.
I don't have a cat. That's the cool thing about that building is one side's for humans, one side's for pets. You can bring your dog and your pet at the same time and knock it all out in one
Your
appointment.
dog is your pet.
Yeah, or your cat, Coconut.
In any case, the vet that's there with Cassie Dennis.
Next time I ask
You
you,
did the commercial.
the
You did
next
well.
time that's the best commercial
Well,
we had.
well,
But
who
the
was
next
it?
time I ask you if we could have an itinerary, this is why. So when you look at me and you're wanting me to plug you with some answer,
The vet, advanced
vet care.
vet care.
But that's
where
not
I'd take
Cassie.
Coconut. That's the same building.
It's the same building, but they're
It's the same building.
so that doesn't matter. There can be multiple businesses in a building.
Advanced animal care.
Vet care.
Vet care. Advanced
Yes.
vet care. Cue the animal noises like your commercial.
Yes. It is on the east side of that building is where that door is.
Okay. Very good. We
take
digress.
take Coconut there if you and get her paw fixed
All
because
right.
we've given them a somewhat confusing plug.
Advanced vet care. Go there for all of your veterinarian needs.
Correct. And if you go to the west door, you can go there for all your medical needs. But
Perfect.
They did not sponsor us, but hey, we're open.
With no further ado, go Bearcats.
Bearcats.